Hello, everybody, and welcome to the final part of Rites of Lineage. Here we're gonna go have our epic, masterful showdown with. Hold on! Really? You want me to tell me that after all this, I gotta go get freaking. I gotta go buy the meat. After all of that, you gotta go buy the meat. Right, meat. Alright, here's your stupid snack. Let's go give the gorilla the meat. Have your meat. Alright, so we're gonna go to the left. The reason we're gonna go to the left is there's actually an important item over here to the left. But first, splitters. Everyone's least favorite enemy in the game. So why did I put them in? Okay. Blue land modes. It's definitely a higher level area. If you come here right after getting the flipper, you could do it. At least do parts of it. Okay. So either you're expected to have the Rock's Feather or the boots or enough health to be able to face tank that. Bunch of Aquamentai stacked on top of each other. Let's do all this and get another Goma! I really gotta come up with more creative. I really have to, in the future, come up with more creative ways to do it. And just throw more Gomas at you. But you do all that and you get silver arrows! They're just sitting on the floor. In a random cave. That you can access as early as, like, halfway through the game. Okay. Also, you'll notice, if you look at the map, we've pretty much filled in the entire map of caves except for this little area up over here. It's an entire overworld's worth of caves that we've gone through. Okay, so this is where we need the hammer. Remember, these guys will send you back to start. So be careful while coming through. You can do this with the boots, but you're intended to do it with the hook shot. More splitters. With only 19 arrows, I think I'd rather just fight these guys. Again, you're expected to do this with either boots and a little bit of magic or Rock's Feather. I'm doing it with boots and a little bit of magic. That gets you a key. I'll take that down here. Find 2 dig doggers, but you can skip that. So they get to live. And normally in here is a fire blocking you from going forward unless you have all the Triforce pieces. But the reason we needed silvers is this. This Goma can only be damaged by silver arrows. And you get locked in, so you have to Furor's Wind or say quit out. But look, there's Ganon statues and a teleporter pad. Now we're in Ganon's Tower. Alright, so there's 3 ways to go through Ganon's Tower. I'll be showing all 3. Although I will be specifically skipping. No, I'll get the item, but I'll show off where all the stuff is anyway. Alright, so before we go any further, we have a lot of ground to cover in here. It is assumed that you've beaten every other dungeon at this point. There are no items you don't have. Everything is on the table. This is the only tier 4 dungeon in the game. See, it's one giant room here. Let's go ahead and finish out everything on this floor. And I may actually go ahead and pull up my development notes for this dungeon. Yeah, I'm going to pull those up real quick. Look, it's a little Triforce. Yeah, that's fine. That way I can remember where everything is, because I will be getting an item here that will make me remember where things are. We get the compass. That tells us the location of Zelda. In this case, not a Triforce. Alright, so we're going to go left side first. Because the left side is definitely the more combat heavy and the harder side. To climb up Ganon's Tower. Yeah, this is definitely the harder side on the combat. But that was a deliberate decision to make this the harder side on the combat front. So many things intertwined together. Bunch of multi-dig dogger rooms. Predictance fireworks on these. Yeah. That's how you do it. Bunch of food laying melee. All that for a key. Skip the combat, skip the combat. Oh, jeez. I forgot those were there. Yeah, that's a thing. Gotta get around those to get to the left side. I'm going back to the left side, though. Because, again, the left side is definitely the harder way to climb up. Left side is by far the harder way to climb up. Where am I going? It's not even a contest which side is harder. Left side is by far harder to climb. Just solely based on what enemies you have to fight. Play this very smart when it comes to the Wallmaster wizrobes. So that gets you down here. And that gets you yet another Noma. You can take that upstairs. Them. Oh yeah, that's right. This is a magic shooting Octorok that also moves at like 10 million miles per hour. Thankfully I got stuck in a good pattern, but I know there's going to be a lot of tough combat up in this section. How do I know? I built it. There's nothing in there. It's Patra. Except now you have less mobility. Well, I mean, you have the boots in this one. Okay, so I got a key out of that. Care. Alright, let's go in here. Slip on through. Okay. We're coming up on the toughest boss in this game, most likely. Tougher than Ganon, tougher than everything. It's not required. I want to point out this is not required, it's Death Knight. These things hurt. But if you kill it, you get Nehru's love. Become immune to damage, but watch your magic meter. Then, you teleport to this room. This is kind of the central hub where all of the paths to climb converge. We're going to go back to start, though, and do some of the other climbs. In fact, now we're going to go up the right side, which is generally the easier of the two sides to climb. You can tell by the fact that instead of having splitting dark nuts, we have these. Now, to get to the third item associated with level 9, we're counting the silver arrows. The silver arrows are counted as an item in level 9 bucket. You need to go this way. Kill off these guys, and then doesn't open. We can't push them. But you can push the orbs. And pushing the orbs opens the door. Push that. Go up here. Now. That's the Zelda room. Alright, this room. This room, it has like, it looks like it has about 6 things that could be the answer. Could need to push a block. Start pushing blocks around. Doesn't do anything. Your only hint that you get, use a lens, is that there's something down there. What you're supposed to do is actually just bomb open the door. Which I need to make a correction to somebody. I'll do that after this is done recording. Alright, so now you have this room. Still pretty tough. It's not quite as tough as the Neighbors of Love wing of the dungeon. Come through here. Double main handler with spikes. Well, you push that block, come down here, and you get the any key. This key does not break when you use it. Now, if you wanted to get here from this side, this is a vertical chute which prevents you from doing that. Elsewise, you end up back in the main room of the climb. So, we will be going back, and now we'll show the itemless climb. This is how you climb the dungeon if you're not going for either item. I will show off where all of the keys are in the event that you don't have the any key. Which I will be referring to the magical key as the any key pretty much whenever, given the Zelda 1 terminology. This is where the two paths diverge. You still have to deal with bomb knocked rocks. They're not going anywhere. Okay, so in the event that you don't have the any key, obviously you will proceed to the right. Maybe we'll get a key in this room. This is not an easy room. There should be no expectation that Ganon's Tower will be easy. You do get a full restore of your magic if you on that enemy. That is not guaranteed. That is just a random drop. But you come in here and you get your key. Just moving my notes a little bit. You have to clear this room. Probably one of the harder rooms of this segment. get some extra Aquamanus kills. Our friends the Fire Souls are back. Remember to make sure you save at least one silver arrow for Ganon himself. But you'll come up here. You can jump it or you can walk across like I did. I'll need another couple of silvers here. I'm actually a little concerned about my arrows, but I think I'll be okay. There's the vertical shoot. You will need to kill those Pole's Voice off, but you can get some bombs in here. Doesn't do you a whole lot of good for Pole's Voice. I'll be sorting them. I would like some health. And now we're back in the central room. So now we're going to go ahead and actually climb the tower. The Patra guarding the way up to the 4th floor. Again, I'm a little concerned about my health, but we're on 4F now. And as you can see, there's a boss key door. Now we have to deal with many Dodongos. Honestly, I don't even care if it's gonna cost me bombs to kill them, just get them down. Okay, so if you don't have a key here, you'll obviously be forced to go another direction, but you can still go through this upper door. I'll walk across the spikes a little bit. Gotta wait for them. I'm gonna wait for the fire here. And it's a shop. I'll go ahead and buy 30 arrows to make sure it's stocked up. You do gotta clear this room. Now if I die up here, I probably will go get a potion before I reclimb. I'm being particularly careful. So if you don't have a key, you'll have to go through this room, which I'm just going to pass through that. Okay. Yes, you will need to go this way. I'm always hoping to see rooms with pots in them, because pots are good for getting health. Alright, we're going to go up here first. Nope, I'm going to get a potion. This is going to be a long walk. You know what? I'm actually going to show off what happens if you save? If you save, you go right back to spawn. Because I'm going to try to cut down on my amount of walking. But no, I think getting a potion there is necessary. And honestly, it would have been smarter to get a potion before, after I got done with the neighbors leveling. Not quite prepared to split this into 2 parts, though, because I don't think I'm going to need to. Especially if the game keeps giving me health. I'll just have to watch my health actually going into the tower. I have enough hearts, or I have enough arrows, so I'm good there. And I'm probably going to take the magic key route because that is the fastest route. That is the fastest route to climb. Like, in all seriousness, the magic key route is actually the fastest route to climb on. And you get the benefit of not needing to worry about keys either. But I will show off where all the keys are in the event that you decide to climb without it. And continue going north. Thankfully, I did get some health on the way up, so I should be fine on that for at least the initial parts of this. Hey, hold on. I didn't see you anyways. You can ignore the enemies. That's fun. Probably not something you ever expected to see, was just ignoring enemies. Yeah, I do think this is objectively the fastest way to climb the tower. Alright, so let's say, after I get through this segment. So we're going to be climbing as if you don't have the enemy. We're going to be doing 4 and 5F without the enemy, as if you don't have the enemy. Granted, I do have it. I will be having it for the whole thing. But I will show where the keys are. In the event that either you missed it, or you're doing this climb without the enemy. For whatever reason, you've chosen to climb without the enemy. The first thing you're going to need to do is keep fighting through the dongos because they don't actually respawn right there. Go ahead and potion in here. So the first thing you're going to need to do is push through these guys. Granted, you do have to kind of go this way anyway. We'll be back for that room. Alright, so in the event that you are climbing without the any key, you will need to go up here. If you have the any key, you can proceed directly to the left. If you don't have the any key, you're going to have to go this way. killed off that fire Gleok. Come up here and fight some Mole Masters. Then push through this room. It does take a lot of magic. In fact, if you're out of magic, you're going to have to do what I did, just kind of face tank it to get that key. Then you can go back. And oh, by the way, if you don't have magic, you can't use your red candle. So that's why I say it may be a detriment. Once you've done that, you can go into this room. Which you will need to jump across if you don't have magic. You can then proceed up to here. So this room up here, nothing but guineas and pots, which granted, it is a little bit of a break room for you to restock. But no forced magic drops, so you're going to have to just figure out what that room below is if you don't have magic. Maze room. Some sort of maze room. Now this room is very dangerous. Why is this room so dangerous? Well, I'll show you in a bit. But you have to come down here to get a key. Actually, I can't show you because I don't have magic. So each of these is a magical prism that will reflect the magic back out. I think this is a maze room. There we go. And this is how you get another key. Now I can kind of show off what those other rooms are. So yep, you can see that this is an reversed maze room. Then this room, I'll show it from in the door. You'll notice that the amount of magic is continuing to increase. As the amount of magic increases, eventually, you're starting to see it now, it will get to the point where you just simply cannot exist on the edges of the room. So after you've done all that, you can now go in here. You'll get double handle at it, which isn't a big deal. Just use bomb, slash with your sword, whatever method you prefer at the stage. You'll get another passageway. Now we're coming up to what is probably the hardest required boss. Say hello to Patra 2. It's got 2 rings of orbitals, fires from the center eye, and it's got more health than a standard Patra. it also deals more damage. So once you take the first ring down, then you can go after the second ring at will. Usually the second ring does go down a little bit faster than the first, just because you hit it more often. And after killing him off, you get your boss key. Now, you got a little bit of a walk to do to get back to the next stage. So you gotta go all the way across the dungeon now. That's a good magic refill. And now you do have to clear this room out. Go ahead and have that ready. This is not, remember, this is not exactly the easiest game out. It's actually kind of difficult. So after all of that, you can now go into this door. And you get a little bit of a break, just some rope. They're super ropes, but they're still ropes. It's really not bad. Like, this is definitely a break room that you want. Followed by just some Aqua Mentis, no big deal, but you do need the big key to get through here. This allows you to go to 5F. If you don't have magic, magic dropping enemies are provided for your convenience. And that's just a spike-filled room that you can lose a lot of magic in very quickly if you're not careful, like I did. But you take that to the side. You'll have one more. You'll have another Goma to kill. Now, if you do not have the if you have the magic, you can proceed straight to the north door. If you do not have the magic key, but still would like a key, come this way. Or rather, if you need a key at this point, you can come down here. Ignore these guys. And there's a key in this room. You do have to do a bunch of block pushing. And not accidentally leave the room like a dingus. You can use the lens to make it easier to see where you need to push. Also, make sure you push that block before you push this one. Now that also opens the door. Down in that door is just dead ends. There's nothing down there. And if you take the wrong door out of a stair later on, you will end up down in that new loop and have to come back through. But this is where you can get a key to go north. Again, you can ignore this room. Then you can clear out this room. You can hear Ganon from here, but you can't access it. Push that block, go down the stair. If you go down in this room, you'll be transported, you'll have to do the loop again. Instead, come into this room. You can go down if you so choose, but there's nothing there. Likewise, you don't actually need to kill these Gome. You can ignore them. Push-ups don't hold anything. Now, if you have a key, you can proceed straight to the stair. If you don't, you have to go through this room. Which can very easily overwhelm you. If you notice, they're all dropping magic. So if you find yourself at any point overwhelmed by the sheer number of enemies, you can pop out a Din's Fire and you should get the magic back spent on it. Just from enemy drops. But Din's Fire is really good at clearing out the bats they summon. Once again, you can hear Ganon. And this room is a bit tricky. You have to walk through the wall up here, at which point you can take your key and you can just leave. You don't even need to stick around. Now you can ignore the Gome. Ignore the Dig Doggers. You do have to clear this room out. Then you can go through this stair. Now, coming out of the stair, you're going to be directly below Ganon. After you clear this Patra, you have one of two choices. If you go to the right, you will go back towards the entrance. We'll go back towards the entrance to the floor. This is good if you don't have silvers. Elsewise, proceed to Ganon. Who naturally has decked his room out with spikes. Also, his health has been increased. His fireballs now deal more damage. And the spikes in the room hurt. But 8 hits with the magical sword later and 1 silver arrow. You will pick up the Triforce of Power, walk forward, and there's Zelda. And once again, your bow disappears. I don't know why that's not in the correct text, but that's it. That's everything you need to know about Rites of Lineage. Unless the princess is rescued until the next time Ganon comes around. Then we get a Zelda 1 staff roll. Alright, so that was Rites of Lineage. Thank you everyone that took time out of your day to watch this. I may have more of these coming up in the future, but until then, I will see y'all later.